Hey guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel doing paid review 22QB50. And this is for my good friend Mike. And I seem to have misplaced this review, so I do apologize for that. Hi Archie, don't forget the wristwatch check. We're in the Rolex Sky Dweller. I've sent you $100 to your PayPal. I know you don't do shit for free. I have been a subscriber for the last 5 years. Be totally honest with this review and don't be afraid to drop a few cuss words if I deserve it. I need advice from the pontiff. I sent a little extra in case your videos get demonetized. Okay. Oh, because of the swearing. Fucking hell. I currently have a 3-piece meal deal hunger buster, a Rolex no date sub 114060, an Omega Speedmeister Man on the Viking Moon sapphire sandwich with the 3861 movement, and a Rolex 126710BLNR, the Nana Batman. I have sent you pictures. Believe it or not, Mike, I didn't actually get these pics, but that's okay. We can visualize. We've got a no date ceramic 40mm no date sub, which is, that's a nice diver. We got a sapphire sandwich speedy with the new 3861 movement, and we've got a Batman. I love my collection and probably a few years from getting my next piece, but want to get your opinion on my collection and where you think I should go from here. A bit of background. I'm a 33-year-old lawyer living in Hawaii. What a great life. I live a very active but rather modest lifestyle. I drive a 10-year-old Honda Accord and have a mortgage on my small 2-bedroom apartment. Yes, Hawaii is expensive. I work a few other part-time jobs too. If you don't know, Hawaii is very expensive and wages are low. My first watch was an Apple Watch. I know now that it should not have even been considering a watch, as it was a complete, well, you could get most of your money back. One day I was with a client and he was wearing a really sporty looking Omega. That's when I realized that I needed something more than just my shitty Apple Watch. I started looking at Omega and was not even considering Rolex because I thought it was out of my price range. I was looking at an Omega Planet Ocean 600-meter Seameister. I found your channel and you said that Rolex makes so many goddamn limited editions and every man needs to own at least one Rolex. This was all I needed to hear. After much deliberation between a Datejust 41 and a Submariner, I decided on the Sub. It fits my subtle personality and is a bit more athletic looking. I was in the mall one day, early 2017, and decided to go to my local AD. I asked the associate if he had any no-date subs, and the guy went to the back and came out saying one had just arrived. I bought it on the spot. I was able to get it at retail, got the no-date version because I don't want to mess around with setting the date and not the biggest fan of the date window. Even though it's a Rolex, this is still my beater. Do everything watch. I canoe, paddle, run, lift weights and shower in this watch. Tell me if this is dumb. Look, I would say to you, any waterproof watch that you're using in water, you'd want to get it checked, pressure tested once a year to make sure the seals were okay. Canoeing's okay. I don't know if I'd be wearing it in the shower. I got to be totally honest with you. Any sort of watch you wear in the shower, it gets the soap and gunk gets into the bracelet, and that's what starts to rub and cause damage. So I would probably, my best advice, if you're at a hooker's place, it's okay to shower with the watch on your wrist. But normally I'd be taking it off. So otherwise it builds up, as I said, that grimy stuff there. that's what I would generally do. I think that's a better idea. I don't particularly, the chemicals in hot tubs, saunas, spas are so nasty. I wouldn't be taking that in there. That's just my opinion. But as far as lifting weights, the danger is you could scratch it depending on how heavy you're lifting. So I probably wouldn't do that because, you know, why risk it? And I always say, if you're moving, I used to work in IT, desktop support. I'd put PCs on the desk and hook up cables. If you're going to do a moving job, take the watch off, leave it, and put it on when you get back. That's what I used to do. Let's have a look here. So he goes on to say, I was in the mall one day. Okay, so he's got the no date sub. I thought it was going to be one and done with watches, but that didn't last long. The next watch I added was the Speedy Sapphire Sandwich, purchased mid 2021. It currently has the nylon strap on it, also have the bracelet. I got this while traveling to New Hampshire. The AD offered me 15% off and there was no sales tax. Paid $6,000 US for it. Can't say no at that price. Around the same time, I decided to visit the other Rolex AD in Honolulu. I met an awesome associate and we had a great conversation. A few weeks ago, I got the call for a Batman 126710BLNR. I can't believe that I was able to get this watch at retail. I'm mesmerized by the blue and black bezel. I would totally make this my everyday watch if it wasn't for the polished center links. Yes, my Sky Dweller also has polished center links there. Please rate my collection and give me your thoughts on potential future pieces. I got the Speedy and the Batman so close to each other, so I really haven't had the time to enjoy both. As I said, I'm probably a few years from getting another, but I really know where to go from here. I don't really know where to go from here. I've been looking at adding another sub, but venturing into a gold or two-tone sub like the Bluesy. Even though I'm a lawyer, I hardly wear a suit. I don't think I need a dress watch, and I don't think it fits my personality. But you are the pontiff, so please set me straight. Last few questions. What are your thoughts about getting my watch service polished? I have a small dent and other scratches on the sub. The AD says I don't need to get it serviced unless it really doesn't keep time. I'm also thinking about getting engaged soon. What are your thoughts about engagement, wedding watches instead of rings? Keep up the good work. Thanks, Mike. Okay, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. So, let's have a bit of a talk there. Okie dokie. Let's have a talk here. So, firstly, congratulations. 33 years old. You seem to have got your head screwed on. You got a law degree. You're in Hawaii. That's a beautiful part of the world. You got a beautiful apartment. Hey, that is fan-fiking-tastic. What do I think of your watch collection? Look, I would say to you in all honesty, for a 33-year-old guy like you, it's amazing. Is it the be-all and end-all of collections? No, but it's very, you've gone for the most iconic models. Let's be honest there. No date sub. I've got the date sub. I don't think it really matters whether you got date or no date. I think a steel sport sub, 100%. You've got the Sapphire Sandwich in the Speedmeister. Get the manual wind. It doesn't matter. I like the Halcylite myself, but there's nothing wrong. I must admit, I do like the Sapphire Sandwich. And then you've gone for the most easy to identify, the GMT, the Rolex GMT Master 2. The GMT 2. You've got the Batman. So you really have gone for iconic watches. Now, what do I think there? I think you've got to realize, as far as dress watches go, any analog, meaning a non-digital like an Apple Watch, is really a dress watch. So these are all really dress watches. What do I think of your collection? I think it is a beautiful, amazing collection, and you are extremely lucky. That's what I would say there. Now, you're asking about the next piece. Well, what I would probably say to you is, I think, let's look at it. When I'm always advising on collections, cover your bases. Diver, chronograph, GMT, you've got those three bases covered. Now, I would probably say the perfect watch for you would possibly be some sort of dress watch. Now, I would say a ArchieLuxury Reverso would be great. Now, you don't want to buy that at full retail. You got to get yourself a discount. JLC is a great brand. I'd be looking at a Reverso on a leather strap. However, if you wanted to stick with Rolex, maybe a date just would be perfect for you, a 41mm date just. And if you did really well, maybe a day date, the solid gold day date. I think at the moment I would enjoy what you've got. Now, I'm more concerned with you getting married there. Now, how is this going to work out? I think you got to work out a couple of things. What goals do you have? You've really got to make sure you marry the right person. You've got a career. You've got an apartment. What does she bring to the table? Now, I honestly, personally, the best way, the best advice I can give you is, normally I would say, you're best not to get married before 40 years of age. I don't think men have the noggers to honestly make right decisions. They're too guided by the free sex. Now, the best way you can work out whether she is marriage material or not is try and work out what are her expectations if you get married. How much does she want to spend on the wedding, the dress, the rings? Okay? And I can tell you this now. If all of those things there, including the engagement ring, can be had for under 10,000, reasonable. If you're looking at 50, 60,000, absolute madness and stupidity. So that's that's the biggest thing I would be looking at. What is your thoughts on engagement, wedding watches instead of rings? Look, in all honesty, you've got to have a wedding ring. I don't think you can really, I think engagement ring, you want to give, what you want to do, I'll tell you what you want to do, okay? These women have ridiculous ideas. I think the perfect size ring, you want to go half a carat or 0.6, 0.7 of a carat. So half a 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. So that relates to half a carat is 0.5. 0.6 is 60% of a carat, and 0.7 is 70%. That size, single brilliant cut in a white Tiffany style, not a Tiffany ring, we're talking Tiffany style setting. That's what you'd want. What are her expectations? Now, as far as a watch for yourself, I don't know if I think you've already got 3 watches. I'd probably start enjoying those. I mean, I don't know how much money. You've already made the point of telling me you don't earn much money. You've got 2nd and 3rd jobs. What exactly does she do? What does she do? What does she bring to the table? How much savings or investments has she got as well? So I'd be really looking into that before. What I don't want you to do is marry some girl who expects a $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000 wedding, and she has absolutely no money. That would be what you call a Viking mistake. That would be a Viking mistake. So I think if she expects it to be any more than 10,000 or 10, 12, 15,000, you have got some serious concerns. If we're talking 20, 30, 40, 50, oh shit, that's exactly what I would be thinking. So that's probably the biggest concern is you've got to make sure you don't want to be wasting money on stupid big weddings, that's for sure. It's a waste of money. As far as a wedding watch for yourself, hey, if you can pull it off, yes, but you're paying for it at the end of the day. I'd say, you know, nice half carat ring, $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000 mark would be a great kind of budget there. You know, a VS2 G or H color, round brilliant cut, that'd be the sort of diamond ring I'd be looking at. If she wants more than that, I think you walk. Okay, as far as servicing and polishing, I tend to agree. See, you weren't careful. You're doing this stupid stuff. Weightlifting, canoeing. Well, of course it's going to get scratched because you're behaving like a dickhead. So that teaches you why you don't wear the watch when you're weightlifting. You take it off. So I wouldn't necessarily get it polished. I would just leave it and just be careful with it, because it sounds like you're a bit of a delusional fantasist as far as the strength and the quality of these things. So that's exactly what I would be saying there. As far as servicing goes, generally speaking, I would say you'd want to service the watch if you bought these brand new after 7 years. Some watches, you know, I've kind of, 10 years. After 10, you'd want to service it. That's my honest opinion. After 10, it's probably good. 5 to 7, somewhere between there. 7 years is okay. You don't necessarily want to leave it much longer because there's oils inside the watch that they dry out. So on those sort of watches you've got, I'd be inclined to probably get them serviced by the maker. That's what I would be saying, because Rolex, you don't want someone mucking around with that. And the Omega, that's something too. I'd probably be getting it done via the agent. It's expensive, yes, but that's what I think. So I'd be more careful with my stuff. I'd say the biggest concern here is the fact that you're considering getting married. Now, she might be a wonderful girl. She might be amazing. I mean, the biggest indicator, the biggest thing you can do for your future happiness is marry the right person. Now, if you marry the wrong person, believe you me, that is one of the most expensive mistakes you'll ever make. So you want to be a bit careful there. And I can see the way you treat your watches. I'm not quite sure you have the maturity to be getting married. I mean, you wear it for canoeing, weightlifting, and showering. I don't like this. I don't like this. I think you should give it a couple years. Why do you need to get married straight away? Can you leave it a while? Surely you can leave it a bit of time before you take the plunge. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion there. I don't think I'd be jumping in. I don't think you've got the maturity. I mean, I'm pretty sure she'd be beautiful because you're a bit of a superficial fucker. But it's not always, you don't always want to marry the most beautiful. You want to marry someone who will stick by you true and thin in good times and bad times. And it seems to me, with yourself being so superficial, you've probably attracted someone who's just as superficial, and they're expecting a $50,000 wedding. This has got fucking disaster written all over it. What I think of your watch collection, I think it's beautiful. I would tend to say stick to the iconic classics. Two-tone, I probably would wait for two-tone until you're in your 40s. After your divorce, and that'd probably be the best time. But I gotta say, I don't think you quite have the mental maturity to be marrying. That's probably the biggest concern, more so than whether you service or polish your watch. I'd be seriously looking at this. And as I said there, the marriage test, what does she expect the wedding to be? What does she expect the rings to be? What is she expecting? Because if we're talking 50,000, I can tell you now, that ain't the one for you. I'm Archie Luxury. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Please don't be afraid to put a few comments. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Guys, remember, I can't survive on Google Ads. I desperately need more paid reviews to keep me full-time on YouTube. Without your support, it's very hard for me to survive. Don't forget too, you could sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me full-time on YouTube. See you in the next one. Hi guys, it's Archie Luxury. Guys, I want to talk to you about David SW. David SW, David SW. Guys, if you are in America, if you are looking for a Rolex watch of your dreams, in fact, if you're looking for a contemporary modern wristwatch, I strongly advise you to look at David SW. Guys, don't play the dealer games. Don't bring in chocolates or Krispy Kremes for your dealer hoping to get a Rolex at retail. It's futile. Please, guys, save your dignity. Keep some pride. Go to David SW. I would highly recommend David SW, David SW. If you're in America and you're looking for a watch, go to David SW, David SW, David SW. Hi guys, Archie Luxury, and today guys, I'm very proud to introduce a new sponsor of the Archie Luxury and the Paul Pluta channels. Who am I talking about? WatchShopping.com, WatchShopping.com, WatchShopping.com. Check them out, guys. Jump online, check out WatchShopping.com. These guys here have been in business since 2017. Worldwide shipping and distribution. Over 10,000 wristwatches in inventory. Stock in hand, and 90 plus different brands, new and pre-owned. Now, the good thing about WatchShopping.com, trusted by over 4,000 reviews on Chrono24 and Trustpilot. Your one-stop shop to buy any watch your heart desires. Please, guys, check out WatchShopping.com, WatchShopping.com, WatchShopping.com. I'm Archie Luxury, and check out WatchShopping.com. Hey guys, Archie Luxury on the YouTube sensation, the Paul Pluta channel. Guys, I need you to help me out, guys. I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I need you to request a paid review. $50 US, look down in the description. $50 US, I will review your collection. I'll tell you what I think of it, and I'll give you some pointers. The other thing is, guys, you can sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay a couple bucks a month, $1, $2, $5, whatever you want, and it keeps me going on YouTube because, guys, I'm in a niche. Nobody can make money out of the views I get. The views are crap because it's a small specialized area, and I don't talk about garbage for the sake of views. Guys, sponsor me on Patreon. Look down below, and I will see you.